Welcome to our online chemistry class. Our topic is aldehyde, ketones and carboxylic acid. Let us discuss the next part, number 5, chemical properties of aldehydes and ketones and carboxylic acid. So let us see the first reaction, haloform reaction. This reaction given by acetaldehyde CH3CHO. All methyl ketone means those compounds which containing CH3CO group and all alcohols containing CH3CH-OH group means that can be converted into CH3CO group. These compounds they can show this haloform test. Let us consider when a methyl ketone or a alcohol is warm with NaOH and iodine, then it gives yellow PPT of iodoform. So during this reaction, there is a formation of sodium salt of carboxylic acid which contain one carbon atom less than the corresponding reactant or substrate. So your methyl group is converted into haloform. So what is the reaction? Let us consider one alcohol, that is ethyl alcohol. It is oxidized by sodium hypoiodide. It is obtained from fresh mixture of NaOH, sodium hydroxide and iodine. So they combine together to form NaOI that oxidizes this ethyl alcohol into acetaldehyde CH3CHO plus sodium iodide and water is formed. Then that acetaldehyde which contain CH3CO group react with NaOI and it will give this 3 hydrogen of CH3 group get replaced by 3 iodine and it will give 3 NaOH as a byproduct. And then that Ci3 means triiodoacetaldehyde react with sodium hydroxide to give CHI3 and HCOONA that is sodium formate. So in this way the product will be formed and that product is yellow in color known as iodoform. So here I have taken alcohol which can be converted into CH3CO group, or you can take one compound which contain already CH3CO group such as acetaldehyde or acetone. So let us see the reaction with acetone. So acetone react with 3 moles of NaOI and it will give iodoform plus sodium acetate. So this CH3I get converted into iodoform and remaining group gets converted into sodium acetate plus 2 times NaOH. Okay, so if we write the combining this equation, you can write similar type of equation for ethyl alcohol. There are some points. If we take unsaturated compound, either alcohol or aldehyde or ketone which contains CH3CO group or alcohol which can be converted into CH3CO group, if it is contain a unsaturated carbon-carbon double bond, then this NaOI does not oxidize that group. It remains intact in your compound. Only aldehyde and ketone get oxidized. Okay, and non-methyl ketone means those compounds which does not contain CH3CO group, that is non-methyl ketone, they do not give positive iodoform test, they show negative iodoform test. So keep in your mind these 2 points, it may be asked in multiple choice question. So next reaction is the reaction that is aldol condensation. It is also known as nucleophilic addition elimination type of reaction. So aldehydes, there are some conditions. Aldehydes containing at least one alpha hydrogen. So let us see, this is a general representation of aldehyde RCH2CHO. CHO is a function group. Next to that carbon is alpha, next to that is beta. So your aldehyde must contain at least one alpha hydrogen. Then that compound undergo aldol condensation. That react with dilute alkali such as aqueous NaOH, KOH or sodium carbonate, which acts as a catalyst, and it will form a beta hydroxyaldehyde. So this is your functional group CHO. This carbon is alpha, next to that is beta, this is gamma. So beta carbon contain OH group, that is hydroxy. So your compound is beta hydroxyaldehyde. So aldehyde react with alkali, it gives beta hydroxyaldehyde, and that compound is called as aldol. ALD from your aldehydic functional group, OL from alcoholic functional group. So that compound is called as aldol, and that's why the name is aldol condensation. Then this aldol undergo rearrangement from alpha and beta. So hydrogen is removed from that alpha carbon and OH is removed from beta carbon. So on warming, what we get? There is a double bond between alpha and beta, and that compound is called as alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. This is aldehydic functional group. Next to that is alpha and beta, which contain a double bond. So we get a alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde, that is your final product of aldol condensation. So we can easily write the examples. Simply you have to keep in mind that your compound must contain alpha hydrogen. Okay, ketone can also show this reaction. Let us see the example. CH3 C double bond OH, that is acetaldehyde, or ethanol is the IUPAC name. We take two molecules of that ethanol or acetaldehyde. So this carbon is next to the functional group carbon, so it is alpha carbon. Okay, so alpha carbon should contain alpha hydrogen. Then this alpha carbon hydrogen is removed by that alkali, or you can write rearrangement like this. This carbonyl carbon is electron deficient, next to that carbon is electron rich. So this carbon will attack like this. So if we remove the bond between H and C, that electron pair comes with more electronegative atom, that is carbon. Carbon becomes negatively charged, it acts as a carbanion, and it will attack on second molecule in which the carbon which contain a double bond. Okay, so your carbanion which acts as a nucleophile, it will attack on carbonyl carbon of second molecule. So what do we get? Then if it attach with this carbon, then this carbon becomes pentavalent, the double bond gets shifted to oxygen, oxygen becomes negatively charged, it accepts this hydrogen. So this is only rearrangement. So what we get? CH3 of second molecule, CO get converted to COH, this hydrogen is remain as it is. Then this CH2 will attach to this carbonyl carbon, so CH2 and CHO group of first molecule is as it is. So what we get? We get, so beta carbon contain OH, so beta hydroxybutyraldehyde, and if we write the numbering 1, 2, 3 and 4, third carbon contain OH group, that is hydroxy. Total there are 4 carbon, so replace the word E by Al. So butane, butanol, and third contain OH. So 3-hydroxybutanol is the name, and it contain CHO, means aldehydic and OH means alcoholic functional group, so it is aldol. Specifically your compound is acetaldehyde, so acetaldol. Then this compound undergo loss of water on heating gives alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. It is known as crotonaldehyde, or if you write the numbering, second and third contain double bond, so total 4 carbon, so butyl is your final product. Okay, now next one is, if you take acetone, two molecules of acetone react with barium hydroxide dilute alkali, then it will give, so CH2 of second molecule will attack on carbonyl carbon like in the previous reaction, then CO get converted to COH, and that CH2 will attach to this carbonyl carbon. So what do we get? 2CH3 are as it is, then CO get converted to COH, then CH3 become CH2 because that hydrogen is shifted to this oxygen, and the remaining things are as it is for second molecule. So what do we get? CH3 twice, COH, CH2, C double bond O, CH3. So what is the name? Your compound is acetone, so diacetone alcohol is the common name. Then if you write, this is the functional group carbon, next to that is alpha, then beta, beta contain OH, and if you write the numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it is a beta hydroxy ketone, and total there are 5 carbon, so pentane, then C double bond O present on second carbon, so it is a ketone, so pentane 2-one, then fourth carbon contain methyl and 4 carbon contain OH, so 4 hydroxy 4 methyl pentane 2-one, 4 hydroxy 4 methyl pentane 2-one. It removes the water on heating and it gives alpha beta unsaturated ketone, that is acetyl oxide, it is common name. And if we write the numbering 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 4 contain methyl, third contain double bond, and total there are 5 carbon, so 4 methyl pent 3 in 2-one is your final product of aldol condensation. Here we get a ketol, ketonic functional group, and OL, so ketol. Here we get aldol. In both these examples, we'll take same molecule of aldehyde and ketone, so that's why it is called as self-aldol condensation. But if we take two different types of aldehydic molecule or ketonic molecule, then that reaction is called as cross-aldol condensation. So here we take acetaldehyde, ethanol, and propanaldehyde, propanol. If we take the mixture of these two, so in the previous self-aldol condensation of ethanol, what is your final product? Final product is crotonaldehyde, butyl, that is one product. Now, so this is butyl. Now, if this propanol undergoes self-aldol condensation, then what do we get? Then we get this product, CH3, CH2, CH double bond, CCH3, CHO, that is 2-methyl pentanol. Okay, and so these two are self condensation product of propanol and ethanol and propanol respectively. And if one molecule of ethanol react with another molecule of propanol, then if the CH alpha carbon of propanol acts as a carbanion and it will attack on carbonyl carbon of ethanol, then we remove the water, then we get this product. Check here. So this carbon contains CH3, this carbon contains CH3, so this will act as a carbanion. and it will attack on carbonyl carbon of ethanol. So we get 2-methyl on loss of water, 2-methyl butane, 2-enol. If this carbon acts as a carbanion, CH2 minus, and if it attack on carbonyl carbon of propanol, then this C2H5 group is remains as it is. Then CO get converted to COH having H, and then it will attach with CH2 of ethanol. So CH2 CHO, then remove the water, we place a double bond between these two carbon, so we get pentane 2-enol. So this is a cross aldol condensation product if ethanol acts as a carbanion. So when two different molecules of aldehyde containing alpha hydrogen undergo aldol condensations, we get mixture of products, two with self condensation and two with cross condensation. Okay, so this is about the aldol condensation. When time question may be asked, write the note on aldol condensation. So you can write the self aldol condensation, that is sufficient. You can write the first reaction, acetaldehyde, and all the details about this reaction and its description that carry 3 marks. Okay, and you have to mention this condition: the compound must contain alpha hydrogen, then it will react with dilute alkali to give beta hydroxyaldehyde, aldol, and that's why it is called as aldol condensation. If it loses water on heating, then we get alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. So this point must be mentioned in your answer for your aldol condensation. Now next one is Canis-Harris reaction. Again, the conditions are totally opposite. So in aldol condensation, we must require alpha hydrogen. In this case, there is no requirement of alpha hydrogen. So those compounds which does not contain alpha hydrogen atom, they shows the Canis-Harris reaction. So only aldehydes, they can show Canis-Harris reaction. One important thing is that there is a self-oxidation reduction reaction. Means all are familiar with the redox reaction. One molecule undergo oxidation, another molecule undergo reduction. Same thing will be happen for that molecule, which is only one. And here we require a concentrated alkali, concentrated near about 50% NaOH KOH. Okay, so these three conditions are important in Canis-Harris reaction. Your aldehyde does not contain alpha hydrogen, it undergoes self oxidation reduction, and it requires strong base concentrated alkali. So if you take formaldehyde, there is no alpha carbon, that's why there is no alpha hydrogen. Two molecules of formaldehyde react with 50% NaOH. One molecule of formaldehyde undergo oxidation to corresponding sodium salt because we use NaOH. So write down oxygen here with Na. So HCO ONA, and second molecule undergo reduction of aldehyde gives primary alcohol. So add hydrogen here and hydrogen here. So CH2 becomes CH3, O become OH. So we get methanol. So sodium formate is oxidized product and methanol is the reduced product of your formaldehyde. So formaldehyde itself undergo oxidation and reduction. We take another aldehyde, aromatic aldehyde, benzaldehyde, react with KOH, which is also a strong base. This benzaldehyde undergo oxidation to give potassium benzoate, and it undergo reduction. So we get CH double bond O gets converted to CH2OH. So it is benzyl alcohol. So it is a self oxidation reduction. So this is about self Canis-Harris reaction in which only one molecule of that compound undergo oxidation. Now if we carried out the cross aldol condensation, cross Cannizzaro reaction. That means if you take 1 mole of formaldehyde react with 1 mole of benzaldehyde, these two are different compounds having no alpha hydrogen. It react with concentrated NaOH. Benzaldehyde undergo reduction to CH2OH group. CHO get converted to CH2OH benzyl alcohol, while formaldehyde undergo oxidation to formic acid. Okay, so here benzaldehyde is an aldehyde having no alpha hydrogen, that is non-enolizable. We can write enol, reacts with base and it undergo reduction to benzyl alcohol. Okay, initially this formaldehyde gives sodium formate and that react with acid to give formic acid plus NaCl. So this is about the cross Cannizzaro reaction. Next one is oxidation of that aldehydes and ketones. So this reaction we already learned during the preparation of carboxylic acid. So aldehydes and ketones undergo oxidation to corresponding carboxylic acid. So here aldehyde undergo oxidation to corresponding carboxylic acid having same number of carbon atom by some oxidizing agent such as dilute HNO3 nitric acid, KMNO4 potassium permanganate, K2Cr2O7 potassium dichromate in acidic medium. So why these different reagents are used? So let us see. K2Cr2O7 react with acid like sulfuric acid. It will give potassium sulfate K2SO4, chromic sulfate Cr2SO4 thrice, water and 3O. This O are nascent, not O2. This is atomic oxygen. Similarly, KMNO4 also react with H2SO4. It gives potassium sulfate, MnSO4 manganese sulfate, water and 5 nascent oxygen, atomic oxygen. These oxygens are used for oxidation purpose. That's why on arrow you write the reagent K2Cr2O7 in presence of dilute H2SO4. So we add oxygen across this C double bond OH and gets converted to COOH, that is carboxylic acid. So we can write R is equal to CH3, then here also CH3. So CH3CHO means acetaldehyde gives CH3COOH acetic acid as a product. Similarly, you can write the different carbon aldehyde and the corresponding carboxylic acid. So ketones does not eager to react with this oxidizing agent because there is a strong carbonyl carbon bond with alkyl carbon. So COC bond. Hence, we have to use strong oxidizing agents such as CrO3, or you can use alkaline KMNO4 or hot concentrated nitric acid, and it gives a carboxylic acid having less number of carbon atom than the corresponding ketones. So here if R and R dash are CH3 means acetone, if we take, then here we get CH3 COOH, here R dash is also CH3 COOH. So we get, in your ketone there are 3 carbon, but in your acid only 2 carbons are present. So there is a loss of carbon atom when ketones undergo oxidation. Okay, so ketones are less reactive towards the oxidation reaction. Aldehydes are more reactive. So we require mild oxidizing agent for oxidation of aldehyde, and we require strong oxidizing agent for ketonic oxidation such as CrO3. The next one is, so here are the example. So acetaldehyde gives acetic acid and acetone gives acetic acid. Here we get two molecules of acetic acid. So you can write that here. You can mention two. You have to mention here two. Okay. 2 molecules of acetic acid plus CO2 plus H2O. Okay, sorry, here we get CO2 plus H2O, so this product is not obtained. Only one molecule of acetic acid is obtained. And CO2 plus H2O. If we take higher number of carbon atoms here, ethyl methyl ketone, then we have to break here bond. Here we have to break, and then CH3 COOH C2H5 COH. Okay, one molecule is acetic acid, ethanoic acid is the IUPAC name, and another molecule is propionic acid as a product. Okay, so I think all of you understood the reactions. So how many oxygens are required for balancing the reaction? So here you can write how many oxygen. One oxygen is added here, two here, and here one. So total we require 4 nascent oxygen. Okay, so we can add 4 oxygen. Okay, for balancing the equation. Okay, in this way you can balance the equation. Then next reaction. So what is the important thing is that in case of ketone, the acid is obtained having less number of carbon atoms. Then next is reduction of aldehyde and ketone. If we carried out the oxidation, then your aldehyde and ketone gives acid. If it undergo opposite reaction, that is reduction, it gives alcohol. Okay, so that is normal oxidation. Normal reduction. Here we have to see the specific reduction. That normal reduction we will discuss already in the preparation of alcohol. So here only we discuss specific reduction, that is reduction. So when aldehyde and ketones react with ZnHg in presence of concentrated HCl, that is zinc amalgam in presence of concentrated HCl. So CO means carbonyl group gets reduced to methylene group, CH2 group. So it is a specific reagent. You can't use here ranitidine and another reducing agent. Okay, if you use nickel, then here we add hydrogen, here also we add hydrogen, so we get CH2OH. So if you have to reduce C double bond O to CH2OH, then you can use nickel, platinum or palladium. Okay, that is normal reduction. But if you have to convert CO to CH2, then you have to use Clemmensen reduction. Reducing agent is ZnHg concentrated HCl. So for example, acetone react with ZnHg in presence of HCl. This reagent generates the nascent hydrogen, and that reduces this CO to CH2 plus loss of water. So acetone gives propane, and if we take propanaldehyde as aldehyde, then this CH get converted to CH3 plus loss of water. So we get propane as a product. And what is your expectation if we take acetaldehyde? What we get? Tell me in the comment box. Okay. Then Wolff-Kishner reduction. It is also a specific reduction. So when your aldehydes and ketones react with hydrazine, means NH2NH2, it gives corresponding hydrazone. So this reaction we already discussed in the last video. When hydrazine react with carbonyl compound, it gives hydrazone as a product, which on heating with NaOH or KOH in presence of solvent such as ethylene glycol, what we get? CO get converted to CH2. So again we get a methylene group instead of C double bond O. But there are two-step reaction. In first step, we have to convert carbonyl group into hydrazone, and then it react with alkali in presence of glycol as a solvent, and it gives your alkane as a product. So for example, propanol CH3 CH2 CHO react with hydrazine. This C double bond O converted to CH double bond N NH2 with loss of water. So CH2 group remain intact. So hydrazone of propanol, okay, or propanaldehyde hydrazone is your intermediate, which react with alkali KOH, and what do we get? CH double bond N get converted to CH2 CH3 group C2H5, that is CH3 CH2. This CH get converted to CH3, and this N gives nitrogen. Okay, so we get a propane from propanol. Ethyl phenyl ketone CO get converted to finally CH2. So first we get hydrazone of ethyl phenyl ketone on reaction with NH2NH2. This oxygen, this hydrogen, that gives water molecule. So you can write that like this. This oxygen and these hydrogens react themselves and they loses water. Okay. Okay, you can write like this. It removes water and this carbon form a double bond with nitrogen. So we get a hydrazone. Then break this bond between carbon and nitrogen and add hydrogen to this carbon. So what we get? C double bond N get converted to CH2 and N2 is removed. Okay. So this is about the, so what we get? Ethyl phenyl ketone gives N-propyl benzene as your product. This is Ulf-Kishner reduction. Specific reduction gives alkane as a product. Then next reactions are electrophilic substitution reaction. So aromatic aldehydes and ketone undergo electrophilic substitution reaction such as nitration, sulfonation, halogenation. So aldehydic and ketonic group means CHO and C double bond O group are electron withdrawing group because that carbon is electron deficient and it withdraw the electron from your benzene ring by inductive as well as resonance. This is electron deficient, so it withdraw the electron from next carbon of the benzene ring. So as these groups are electron withdrawing, they are meta director and they are deactivator. So they deactivate the benzene ring. So if you write the resonating structure of benzaldehyde, then you can easily understood that these two ortho position means 2 and 6 position and the exactly opposite fourth position, that is para position, they carrying positive charge. So these positions become electron deficient while the third and fifth position they does not carrying positive charge. So these positions are meta position, so they are electron rich, and that's why your electrophile, which is a electron deficient species or reagent, will attack on these electron rich position. Okay, so that's why we get a meta product instead of ortho and para, which we observe in case of halobenzene and phenol. So check the resonating structure of benzaldehyde and try to find out the answer why there is a meta substitution and not the ortho para substitution. You can refer your 11th standard book in unit 14 page number 228. You can easily understood. So here electrophile is NO2 plus, take the position at meta of this benzaldehyde. So what do we get? Meta nitrobenzaldehyde and water. Reagent is same, concentrated HNO3 and concentrated sulfuric acid, that is nitrating mixture for nitration. So you can write the remaining reactions of the benzaldehyde. Which reactions are you have to write? Sulfonation, halogenation. Okay, and send it to me. Thank you very much.